Alrighty, welcome back to another deck profile. Today we're going over more of a modern, no, modern, an updated Centurion. I've been testing Centurion for Nationals in a couple weeks, and so far I'm really liking how things are playing. Obviously, this is the list pre-Infinite Forbidden, mostly because I don't know if I'll be able to get everything from Infinite Forbidden before the tournament actually starts on Saturday. So, hopefully I can make it to a premiere event, but because there's none in town, I have to go out of town and figuring all that out while also making sure I have enough for the actual event. I'd rather not have to get stuff at the event on Friday, because that's really annoying, especially because I have to submit my list before Friday, which is, potentially a problem, but we'll figure that out. I'll figure it out as I go. Anyway, let's jump into this. So current build is 42 cards. I don't mind going a little over 40 with this, just because it's pretty consistent. So starting off with hand traps, we've got 3 Veiler, 3 Ash. These are just really good. Ash is a little debatable because Snake Eyes, but I'm kind of hoping for a ban list. I don't know if that's Copium, but, you know, Ash is still one of the more high-impact cards, and pairing it with a Veiler or another hand trap is really strong. So we kind of just have a lot of hand traps. But these, there's 3 Imperm in here as well, but it's a trap card on a monster, so it's in the trap section. We got 2 Ogre and 2 Ghost Mourner. These are a little less impactful, I feel. Mourner specifically is a little more situational. The window to use it is a lot more strict compared to Ash, Veiler, and Imperm, so it doesn't feel as good to max out on Mourner. But the burn damage is also very much appreciated. These also double as crossout targets, so that's kind of another bonus to playing them, even if it's only at 2. The actual Centurion monsters, we've got 3 Trudea, 3 Primera, and 1 Gargoyle. I'm not running Emmett anymore, because he can't really do anything on your turn. He just kind of never felt like he was worth, like it was just awkward to get him set up. And then also the fact that you have to trade out one of your other monsters, which is really not great. Like, I guess it can keep Primera, I don't know. It just never felt good to draw, even if it is free discard fodder for stand-up. I would rather have my cards do stuff, and Gargoyle chain blocks Auxilia's Search Effect, which is really nice. And also, there's a bit of extra synergy with what we'll go over next, which is we're playing a small Bestial package. One of each of these, Serenir, Judas Worm, and Magnamut. No Baldrake. I apologize for the glare and everything. The lighting is weird. I don't know. 2 Lubellion. Lubellion actually pulls double duty here. On top of searching for Bestials, he's also a level 8. And so, like, if I need to go into a 12, I can sack one of these. And then I can bring him out and then get, like, Branded Regain to the field and then synchro away for a 12. So that's just kind of nice. But the reason that Gargoyle is also just kind of nice is she's a dragon, which means that we can search her in the end phase off of Magnamut if we really need Gargoyle. Obviously, that might be a bit of a niche scenario, given that Magnamut's limited, but it is something, and, you know, little synergies that might not be immediately apparent when you're sort of structuring your plays in a match where your opponent doesn't know your exact list. It seems kind of nice. Lubellion also is just chunky defensively, so sometimes, like, the monsters in this deck, like the actual beaters and everything, have a lot of attack and or defense, which is something I think a lot of decks might struggle to deal with. As for the spell cards, for one of them, we've got Call By, Chicken Game, Brand New Regain, and Terraforming. So main reason I like Chicken Game is it's another field spell I can search off terraforming if I already have stand up, and if I'm already sending stand up to grave to summon Gargoyle from hand, then being able to play Chicken Game afterwards, draw a card, and then throw down the other stand up, it's just a nice little sequence essentially that I can do. Branded Regained, being able to shuffle back light and dark monsters is also nice because our centur-ion monsters are all light and dark. That's kind of another reason I didn't like Emmett is he's an Earth, I believe, and unfortunately, not a light or a dark. Called by the Grave is just good to counter hand traps if I really need to in a pinch. It's a one of, but it's another crossout designator essentially. So yeah, Chin Game also can be good to just if your opponent can't get rid of it and they can't afford to pay the 1,000, like if it puts them lower than you and you're close to time, that is something that can be kind of funny because then they just can't deal with it without risking losing. But also, if they don't deal with it, then you don't lose. So, this might be a bit of a weird pick, but we're playing 3 Dark Ruler No More. So, this deck definitely struggles to break boards if they have like an Apo or something set up. So, rather than play Droplet where I give up a bunch of resources, or Super Holly where I have to commit a bunch of extra deck space that I don't have, Dark Ruler just felt like a good way to deal with those kind of things, especially with Snake Eye eventually getting the Fiendsmith cards. Not looking forward to that, but I'll deal with it. Dark Ruler is just a nice sort of catch-all, essentially, and is also an easy side out if I know I'm going first, or I'm against, like, I don't know, Labyrinth? Something that doesn't do a lot of monsters. Stun, Runic. It's an easy side out against Runic. We also got the 3 crossout designators, because of course we do. One thing I do need to fit in here is Droll, because Droll is expected to be a lot more prevalent with the release of Fiendsmith. So figuring out where to put Droll in here is definitely going to be something I need to do. Maybe I can take out a Dark Ruler or something. I don't know. Still testing. But so far, both these have actually been doing a lot of work. Sure, I can't get damage in, but my guys are huge, and I can, going second, if I can break their board and then Calamity Lock them on their turn, I can potentially just close out the entire game right then and there. And then naturally we have 3 Emblema Oath and 3 Stand Up, because consistency is good. Emblema cannot be ashed, neither can Stand Up. So our deck actually plays really well into Ash, surprisingly. I think the only thing that really doesn't like Ash is brain fart. Lubellion and Primera. So yeah, these maximum consistency is going to be really good. And then the traps is just 1 Phalanx and 3 Imperm. So I will say I took out Bond. I took out Wake Up, and I feel like there was another card I'm forgetting. Anyway, the reason I didn't include them is I mainly just consistency. Like, I want to focus the game plan, essentially, which is if I go first, it's Calamity Lock and hope that that's enough. The deck actually also does not care about Nibiru. Like, I can get to Auxilla with any starter in 4 summons. And so long as I don't get greedy, then yeah, I can do all of my turns in 4 summons or less, and then as long as I don't overextend, and then on my follow-up turn I can go into Cosmic Blazer, which then insulates me against Nibiru, allow me to clean up the game nice and easy. Extra deck. Right now we got a Packbit. We got Scarlet Redra and Archfiend. So Packbit's just kind of a fun utility card. He doesn't come up a whole lot, but when he does, it's actually pretty strong. Just because he interacts with things in a way that most things don't have protection against. Scarlet's mostly for time. He's also a dragon. He's just good. And I had a spot open. I didn't know what to put out, what else to put. For level 10s, we got a Chaos Angel and a Dissipator. We're playing Bystials, and yeah, these are both really easy to make. If we can't go for 12s, or we already have our 12s. And if I can get Chaos Angel's effect live on top of, like, Primera's back row effect, where your level 5 and higher Centurions can't die, I believe. And then, like, Oxilla is just, like, impossible to kill and just keeps giving me advantage every turn, which is really strong. Dissipator, obviously, is a really strong card as well. For level 12s, we've got a Crimson Dragon, a Geomethmech Final Sigma. This was mostly just something I threw in. Again, I had a spot open. It's generic. It's a 12 with 3k attack that's unaffected by realistically everything, because nobody's playing Mathmech anymore because Circular is banned. And then also he does do double battle damage against monsters, which is, you know, in time it can help close the gap, or widen the gap enough that they can't do enough back before game ends. Obviously, we've got Oxilla. We got 2 Legatia. Honestly, I might lean more towards Oxilla. Oh, it's weird. I feel like I could go 2-1 of either of these. I might even go 2-0 if I had. I only have 1 Oxilla, but I have 2 Legatia. Legatia is removal, so I think on the follow-up turns, Legatia is better. But Oxilla, at the very least, has the extra utility of being able to get back any Centurion that's banished. So, like, even worst case scenario, if we have to Bystial our own Centurion cards, we can still put stuff from banish back into the back row, assuming we don't, like, shuffle it back with regained. So there is some utility there. Legatia also does provide some interesting protection from battle for our weaker Centurions, as well as if we bring back one of our other Centurion synchros with Phalanx, because it has a graveyard effect that no one remembers for some reason. We got the Red Dragon Assholes, Red Supernova, Hot Red King Calamity. These guys just end games on their own, potentially at least. And then we got the big Cosmic Blazer Dragon for a nice Omni Negate. I think Cosmic Blazer might actually be the most Omni Negate. Like, it negates everything, not just card effects. It also negates summons and attacks, and ends the battle phase, which is hilarious. So, in a pinch, Blazer Dragon answers everything, which is really fun. We got the 1 Typhon, just, again, make going second a little bit easier. You know, board breakers, you know, that kind of stuff is nice, especially, like, if Primera gets negated and I have no other starters, it's just nice to have. And then last 2 cards is Artemis and Little Knight. Artemis might not seem like she does much here, but worst case scenario, I can turn a Veiler, or if I add it, Droll or Primera into Artemis, and then link with something else into Little Knight to get the banish. But also, I can if I, like, Primera gets negated, or, like, I have no starter, I can summon, like, Veiler, make Artemis, and then banish the monster for a Bystial, and I can make, like, a Little Knight that way, or I can just keep the Bystial out and apply pressure. Again, we probably don't want that to happen, but that is, again, it's just nice utility. Last time I was testing out the Magistus Extra Deck package, where you equip a bunch of stuff. You equip a different monster type to Zora. The Calamity Flame, I forget his exact name. But basically, while he's equipped with a Magistus, your opponent can't activate monsters that share the card type of the monster equipped to him. So if you have a fusion equipped, they can't activate fusion effects. If you've got Artemis equipped, they can't activate link effects, which is really strong. But, like, you have to go out of your way to make him, and that just never felt good. So I decided it was better, because also it was like it was like half my extra deck was just Magistus cards. So it cool on paper, not so great here. Maybe the Whitewood build, that'd be a better play, but I feel like the Whitewood list can also just do a lot of other things anyway, so For side deck, we got 3 Gamma Seal. These are non-respondable removal of monsters. It's also a level 8, so if I open 2 of them, I can synchro for a 12. I really like this. It just deals with a lot of problem cards without needing to run like evenly matched, which skips my battle phase. And is also super telegraphed. Like, kaijus are never telegraphed unless you're playing Kaiju Slumber. So I feel really good about the Gamma Seal. Obviously, I don't want to run Dogeron because it's a fire. I don't need them stealing it with the freaking Hita and then being Kaiju proof. None of that. We're also playing 3 Denko. I would play Royal Decree, but the thing with that is that in the back row, the Centur-ion monsters are continuous traps, which means that they would be negated by Imperial Order. Not Imperial Order, Royal Decree. Holy crap. So, yeah, I can't play that. So, Denko is like the next best thing. Just like we can't run Jinzo because he negates all traps as well. Obviously, I'm not playing Amplifier in 2024. So yeah, Denko just kind of cleans up a lot of things really easily. She also, unless they preemptively flip like Dimensional Barrier or something, she deals with that too. So yeah, she's good against Labyrinth. She's good against anything that's not Runic variant of stun. 1700 is pretty decent. And as long as I open like Field Spell, then I should be able to like, if I open Field Spell specifically with Denko, like a normal Denko, play Field Spell, full combo, which is really strong. So yeah, Denko is my preferred back row removal. Oh, not removal per se, back row dealer. We do also have 3 Cosmic because obviously we want to be able to hit things that Denko doesn't. I'm not a fan of Lightning Storm, purely because we play a lot of continuous things. They stay on the field, and they stay face up on the field, so naturally drawing one on turn 2 or turn 3 after we've already made some plays, our board's going to be full of face-up cards. We can't play Lightning Storm. It's a brick. That's also why I'm not playing Evenly. It has the same problem. If I draw it after turn 1, I just can't play it. So we want our removal effects to not conflict with the playstyle of the deck. We also have 3 Deck Lockdown. This is really strong against Snake Eye when we're going first. And it does go away after a while. And most, aside from Primera, like all of our combo pieces place directly onto the field. So that's really good, honestly. And it goes away itself after your second standby, so like that if the game does go that long, then you can crack it and then just you can combo off and they've got nothing, hopefully. And then the last 3 cards are Dimensional Barrier, because aside from Snake Eye and actually potentially even against Snake Eye now, like with the Fiendsmith stuff, they do potentially get access to fusions, so like maybe this is worth playing again. I don't know. I wouldn't test against the Fiendsmith variant more. But against stuff like Tenpai Dragon, against Melodious, against the Mirror Match even, Dimensional Barrier is really strong. So, and if nothing else, siding 1 when you're going second, you can call it off of crossout. So, that's always nice. So yeah, that's my current list. This is not the list I'm taking to Nationals, because obviously I don't have all the cards for Nationals yet. But this is what I've been playing at locals and everything, and I do really like this. It's been playing a hell of a lot better. So hopefully I can get things figured out before Nationals, and I'll actually be able to put in some work. Who knows? My first time going to Nationals, so I'm not sure what to expect, especially with a set releasing literally the day of pre-reg. So yeah, we'll figure it out. Maybe we'll get Heavy Storm back. I found one going through my stuff earlier, so being able to play heavy like the OCG, that's kind of nice. That might actually make Evenly Match and Lightning Storm worth playing. No, I don't know. Anyway, yeah, we'll see y'all in the next video. Make sure to like, subscribe, and all that if you enjoyed, and have a wonderful day. Bye-bye.